Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, and colleagues for amplifying this matter. As a shadow minister, I've had experience and the opportunity to interact with Ugandans in the diaspora. And it is true that Ugandans, mostly in the Middle East, remain with unending challenges. Many are several times found in distress, and indeed we receive so many distress calls. But specifically for United Arab Emirates, I've also had the opportunity to look at the story aired by BBC, and it speaks to what we have been seeking for, that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs must come out and explain where is the delay in negotiating enforceable bilateral labor agreements. This is one of the critical areas we need to address. Because with enforceable bilateral agreements, like other countries have done, for example, Philippines, our nationals would be protected while abroad. And it's also a double-ended sword. We also need explanation from the Ministry of Internal Affairs, because largely, many of these are trafficked. And we also need to interrogate, why is trafficking on increase? And trafficking is at our borders. This has to be addressed locally. When we are to speak about trafficking, how do people exit, especially under questionable circumstances? But for those in the Middle East, we still have Ugandans who are still distressed in Myanmar, in Cambodia. I've had distress calls from Ugandans, especially women, in India. Now we saw the BBC story. The work conditions can only be improved by government through our Ministry of Foreign Affairs and our embassies, negotiating, and we support them in enforcement of bilateral labor agreements. That will safeguard the rights of our workers wherever they are deployed abroad. But when it comes to how they exit the country, we also need a response from Internal Affairs. What is their take on trafficking? And we also need to interrogate where are those cases where government has prosecuted traffickers locally here, because we must deal with both the trafficking from our borders and also the welfare of our nationals when they exit to foreign countries, not only UAE, but also largely in the Middle East. Let's deal with negotiating bilateral labor agreements and let Parliament support the enforcement of these bilateral labor agreements, because some of them may even have financial implications. I beg to submit.
Thank you. Honorable colleague, a delegation from the Greater NEBI Development Forum. They are represented by Honorable Fiona Nyamutoro, Honorable Esther Foyo-Chan, Honorable Catherine Mavinjina, Honorable Isaac Otimugil.
To raise these issues and passionately the way you have done. Right Honorable Speaker, there's one thing I think we need to look at very carefully. The issue of recruitment of these people who are out is left to the hands of individuals. Government has always taken over some things and performed well. Why doesn't government take over the issue of recruitment of these workers so that government is fully responsible, so that we as a house can appropriate resources to take care of these issues? When these people get problems there, government should know where they send a certain group of people and should be able to repatriate. Other countries, it is government that takes charge of this issue. But now, because we are having individuals doing this, they take anybody and they confiscate their documents. Right Honorable Speaker, me and you faced a challenge in Bahrain. You remember when we found people whose passports were not there, they were taken, other passports were expired, they couldn't renew, others were sick, they needed treatment. But if they are sent by government, then government will have records. But this business of just participating in issuing operation licenses to companies, to individuals, then there's no way we can vet the right people to go there, and there's no way we can begin following this. I request that we take up this issue seriously and let government take the lead in on quarterly basis, sending out whoever we are sending out, and we know the number of people who have gone there, they are registered, and we follow wherever they are, and let government negotiate for better deals. We cannot be going out to do prostitution, to do very shoddy jobs, and yet other governments are negotiating for better contracts. Right, Honorable Speaker, I beg to submit.
Thank you.